Hi, and welcome to an edition of Rantz. I'm Shubon. You can reach me on Twitter at TheRealShubon, that's TheRealShubon, and I'm with the skipper, the boss man like Chris, and you can reach him at Crisandro, CRSANDRO _.
Hey, you did it. That's 2 weeks in a row now. Well done.
Well, I was practicing.
Hello everybody, how you doing? And welcome to another episode of Rantz from me. And well, things are looking up, aren't they? It's 2 wins out of 2 after that disastrous week. I
wouldn't call it disastrous. I wouldn't call it disastrous. I mean, you lose a semi-final on penalties. That's not disastrous. Yeah, that does happen. It's semi-final. Yeah. If it was, I don't know, let's say, because I think it was Watford at MK Dons. I think that would have been not disastrous, but people lose the penalty.
It's all about the manner of it, really. I mean, that in both games, the semi-final as well as the fourth round, we absolutely abysmal in the first half, and both times we're 2-0 down, without even having a shot on goal ourselves, really. And then we had to do the impossible in the second half against Chelsea. We managed to, and we really should have equalised, maybe even won the game, but then we just went out in the lottery of penalties. That I can't fault them, but we really shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. And
I mean, like I said, I wasn't exactly too happy about the start we gave away, but I'll give credit to Palace. I mean, I said when the result happened, I said, when the result happened, I said, you know what, if they lose to Southampton away, or draw, what is going to get it in the next? And ultimately, I think you win. I think it was 6 million if you win the League Cup, or the FA Cup. 6 million.
6 million to win. I think it's 100,000 if you win the League Cup. Yeah.
Oh, so but in terms of the prize money in total, let's call it £1 million, right? £1 million for the League Cup.
No, it's 100,000.
No, in terms of okay. And the FA Cup is what, 3 million maybe?
I think it's about 5 million, something like that, yeah.
5 million. So, if you win a group game in Champions League, that's worth 7.5 million.
Right.
So, just do the math.
So, I guess, is it now a case of just money rules all as opposed to actually trying to win trophies, or? I'm just saying,
so you can't, the reality is, Wenger, Van Gaal, Conte, what do they all have in common?
Trophies.
Yep, and are they still in their jobs?
I see where you're going, yeah.
Ultimately, the Champions League. I remember there was an old joke on, there was an lawsuit. The granddad guys, they always said Del Boy do well. Then he said he always used to think Millwall would win the cup. Because the cup was the thing. It was what everyone looked forward to, the cup final. Guess what? People don't look forward to. As I said that, I swear to God, 3-wheel van, this one won't buy me. I'm not making it up. 3-wheel car. It wasn't one of the Del Boy Robin Reliant kind of thing, but a 3-wheel car just went past me.
Well, was it yellow as well, was it? And,
no, it was orange.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Falls apart.
but that was like so weird. But anyway, as I was really interrupted by my own observations, I just think in just terms of that's where football is now. It's a harsh reality. I don't agree with the whole ego thing. I thought that was I want to say he's English no good. He's English speaking no good. I don't know.
Yeah, he did kind of clarify it, didn't he? And he did say it was taken out of context, which I haven't read the full transcript now. It was like a 3-minute rant at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I can kind of understand, where he was coming from on that one. So I can kind of understand now what he meant. He didn't mean it's just to build egos. He just literally meant that it's just like if you get into the cup, it's pretty much just luck and whatever that gets you there. And that's kind of impossible to sustain. But if you challenging each time and improving each time, then you always have the chance next season to do better than you did.
Yeah.
So I can understand what you're saying with that.
Well, I just think you just don't want teams resting on their laurels, and I kind of get that. I mean, for me, I think it wasn't the best comment, but I remember, like, was it? I don't know if you remember, Alice. This is a couple of ages ago, but he basically, you know, when we had both our full, I think Kieran Trippier was injured, Sergio Aurier hadn't been signed as of yet,
yeah,
and so there was like no right back or something.
Yeah.
And so someone said to him, "Well, you're going to play Kyle Walker." And he said, no, I'm not going to play Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay then. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, Kyle Walker starts playing. And so he goes, I said, I thought you want to play Kyle Walker. And he goes, yeah, my English is not good. So
Is that Kyle Walker or Kyle Walker Peters?
That's Kyle Walker Peters, sorry. Kyle Walker Peters. So he actually said that to Alice de Gold. So he's like, so I don't know. That's just a little part. But I think, yeah, at the end of the day, Palace, I mean, let's say Zaha, I mean, he's, obviously I'm not saying Fouls is more suspension rather than injury, you know, but they looked a little bit leggy against Southampton, you know, they weren't, and they could have maybe got the result they needed, because I'm not saying they're going to be caught up in the whole relegation battle, but you don't want to be that. The Premier League is where you do make your money, where you do make your bread, you know, with your daily bread, and that's where you want to be doing best. And ultimately, I think the result was vindicated against Watford. I mean, that was a bit of a howler by Hugo. But at the end of the day, look, it's nice to World Cup final, one of those howlers. It's only fair that Wembley gets to see one of these things live.
Yeah, of course.
So, but like I said, I mean, we showed resilience, showed resolve. And I don't know, and I've said that before, like 10 years ago, when obviously today, Chris, you were actually at the game, weren't you? I guess Watford. I was actually at the Newcastle game. Just talk about, you were there, just run us through your experience. What was it like? Just the atmosphere, everything.
Actually, I wasn't at the Watford game.
You weren't?
No, I wasn't. No, that was a weekday game. I wasn't able to get the time off.
But, okay, well, I forgot Newcastle then. I actually was there, albeit half an hour late, due to what Jim. Well, Chris actually knows the reason I'm late. I'm not going to, have our two listeners also hear it and echo his views on my addiction apparently. But so I got there. I got there and I saw. The strangest thing was the Park Lane was really quiet. There was no Park Lane versus the Chelsea chants. And I'm going to say this now. This head thing. Wembley. If it didn't annoy me now, it's surely annoying them, because one of our friends, a great friend of ours, great friend of the pod, Deb, she comes down. Literally, she travelled down from about 3 in the morning. She lives up north. She made these lovely cakes. That's what they're like. She's a sharing person. She's a lovely person.
Just in the video, by the way, she's known as the cake lady. So just in case you wondering who she was.
So and then basically, she brings this cake in a clear plastic bag. Apparently, there's a problem with the bag. It's like an inch too big. And the guy just says, no, you're not allowed in with it.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, well, do you know what? All I want to say to that job's worth a cunt is I hope you fucking choke on them. Number one. And number two, that's the reason why attendances are so poor at Wembley. Because Wembley, their staff know we're not going to be there much longer. So they just go to treat us like shit. Last season, they were pretty decent to us. Yeah, they're alright. This season, they've gone back to being who they are, because they know we're not going to be back. Yeah, they know it. I think we have, 4 more home games? Maybe?
Yes.
4 or 5, maybe 6 more home games, I think. Off the top of my head. So we haven't got that many home games left. And at the end of the day, their attitude is really poor. I mean, Wembley, first of all, there was a guy in with a half and half scarf in the Park Lane. I'm not being bad. If there was a guy in half and half scarf in the old Park Lane, they'd have fucking thrown him out of his ear.
Yeah, very true.
And who knew that? So the atmosphere, there was no chanting, the atmosphere was really flat. How we got ourselves going, I have no idea. Maybe it was the cold weather or whatever, because a lot of people had paid for their tickets, and just didn't bother turning up. Obviously it was on Sky, and so obviously why would you want to go, because it took me, first of all, those of you who don't know who Wembley, Wembley itself, it depends on the angle you have to go through. There's only like 4 approaches you can go through to Wembley. And if you cut through, I cut through the design district, design office. You still have to go a loop round just to go up the bloody stairs. It's a horrible, horrible place to play football at. So I can't blame fans for not wanting to be there. But my anti-Wembley rant aside, I mean, I'll tell you one thing though. Davison Sanchez handled Rondon a lot better than I thought, because I thought he was going to get the better of him a little bit. He has done in the past. West Brom, we've seen Troy Deeney bully him a little bit, but he actually stood up pretty well. There was a physical battle, and I think instead of trying to match physicality with him, he was just a little bit smarter than him. He just played a, I don't know what it is. Obviously, Sanchez is a big guy, but Rondon's a powerful guy. Look at him, and I just think he just. I don't know, I just think, Sanchez was really smart this game, and I think, apart from the header, which Rondon actually won against the Alderweireld, he had a very tight game. I mean, Newcastle, I know they brought some coaches down, and apparently they ran out of party space, because they coach on the pitch.
Yeah, it was very un-Benitez-like of that team, wasn't it? You didn't really associate Benitez with that kind of sit back and he's from
Barcelona, He's from Barcelona.
But, yeah, I mean, most of our players played really well. His son was excellent when he came back out. Kudos to him. But I don't know. Are you I don't know if you're like me. Are you worried about Ericsson? In the last few games, he just doesn't seem to be at it at all.
He hasn't played at the best. I mean, I think, let's face it, Ericsson at his best is, for me, we look disjointed. For me, I couldn't understand. I mean, like, Jan Vertonghen had oceans of space to play his game. And Yedlin is probably he's like Kyle Walker minus the brains.
Yes. Okay, yeah. So, I never really thought about that. Right? Yeah, we got a point.
And the amount of times he had opportunities to cross the ball, he had time and space. I thought, if you just, for the minute we switched to a back 3, and then went to like a 3 at the back, and we had Danny Rose going forward, you can park a bus, yes, but then what happens is, when you have a half bus, play wide, and then, it works a lot better. You stretch the pitch out. They can't, even if they have like 10 men behind the ball, they can't have 10, they can only spread those 10 men, even our line, only so far. I think we were played too narrow. I mean, of course, we've got to move the ball quicker. Well, we don't have those kind of tiki-taka kind of, I mean, obviously, Iniesta and Xavi, they could do that brilliantly, and Messi, but that ability to play those passing triangles, I mean, even the ones Arsenal used to play, we don't have those players. I mean, skillful players we've got, we don't have those kind of players that have got that kind of vision. I mean, Lucas Moura is a very much a heads-down kind of, yes, he's got skills, he's dribble, but he's got no vision to go with it. That makes any sense. And I thought Lucas Moura, I thought he played well. It's safe for the highlights. He seemed to come on and cause a spark, and then I guess against Watford, he was then rewarded for it, and then somehow just seemed to drop the ball. He had chances, and for his little guy, he's got a lot of spring on him. I don't know whether it's just we need to just spend time with him, like working on his cross, his ability to finish. I mean, he's got 6 Premier League goals. If he gets 10 Premier League goals, for a winger comes, wing forward, that's still pretty good. Double-digit Premier League goals is useful, but he's not. I don't know. You just want a bit more from him. He's 27 now, and this is the guy that PSG and Man United were fighting over 2 years ago. Maybe they fought over the wrong player. Maybe they should have waited for Neymar instead.
Yeah, it's true. Very true. But, came through in the end. Eventually, one of those shots was going to tell. But another big worry. I mean, we had about 21 shots on their target, and literally 4 of them was hit the target.
Yeah, I mean, there was one goal that literally stayed off the line. I mean, that was
2 of them. Wasn't it?
I think there was 2 of them. Yeah, one of them literally, the guy literally brought his foot and literally caught it. Just in the nick of time. Otherwise, it would have gone in. And like I said, I think we were knocking at the door. So that's going to happen. I mean, if you look at, say, I didn't watch another match of the day game with Newcastle and Man City. I'm gonna have a guess that Man City battered them. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here. But sometimes you can keep knocking and battering, and if they've got bodies on them, yeah.
Well, but it was after Man City scored after 20 seconds, they kind of eased off. That's how it kind of looked, and then Newcastle just kind of grew in confidence in the second half, and then
they won that penalty. And they won that penalty, yeah. And I think, like I said, I mean, Newcastle, I mean, I don't know, I mean, you look at them, the funny thing is, they were thinking that you're fucking, you're shit. And I'm like thinking, wait a minute, aren't you in the bottom half of the table? And I'm just thinking, like, it started off when we sing it to other fans, other teams, and I hate when we do that. But, unless they're clubs I like, if they're rivals, it makes a bit more sense. But if they're not rivals, if they're like a team like Huddersfield or, you know what I mean, you know? Fulham, and I just think it's a little bit insulting. But when I'm watching it, it's like I found that weird. But the atmosphere was just cool. And here's something I did actually. I don't know if you know Chris. I uploaded some videos. I don't know if you had a chance to see it, but I saw a lot of South Korean fans. You know, I just spoke to them, and they love Sonny, and we love Sonny, and you know. One of the things that really upset me was that one of the guys, as I was saying, I was singing the Nice One Sonny song. One guy walking by me decided to sing the Labrador song. And I don't know about you, but I literally stopped filming. I thought, you know what? I don't want to rat on the guy.
Yeah.
But I thought, you know what? This guy is just, the one you just accused of that Labrador thing, he basically just scored a goal for us.
Yeah.
And you would have been screaming, whooping up and down for joy. And I'm sorry, but there's no place for that kind of stuff. And I am tempted to actually report that to one of them, because it happened after the game, you know. But for me, it isn't right personally. I don't think it's right.
Well, I don't know. It is a contentious one as well, especially after that Tottenham fan got banned for insulting a Korean fan in the stadium. And if you kind of look on their group, there was quite a hardcore following of said fan who pretty much trivializing the Labrador song, and it seems to be, and they definitely was that endemic in Spurs. I like to believe that it was just isolated incidents and stuff like that, and hopefully we won't hear of it again. But it does seem to be a bit of a problem, especially when it comes to players like Sonny and whatever. I just thought it was just really wrong. I mean, and then that's me. I mean, like, I thought I'd sleep on it, let myself out on Monday morning. And like I said, if someone comes in across, you can more than happy call someone coming across, get out of my face, I'll take you down, and break your arm. But like I said, it's just I felt that there was no need for that. You know what I mean? Like we'll say, you know, I took videos with them after them, with these same Korean fans, right, afterwards. And I want to say, nice one, Sonny, nice one, son. You know what I mean? There was joy there, and I just don't think, to say that Labrador thing, I just thought it was wrong, personally. So it is, and I would like to think that it's actually creeping back into the club. But then again, after the incidents that we've seen involving a certain section of our fans in games, I think if we don't clamp down on it now, it's just going to grow, isn't it? So so no, I've completely got you back on that one. That it is completely wrong, and I'd like to do all we can to try and stamp it out.
Guys, I probably, having that spoken to you now, having a little think about it, I probably will contact the club myself. I said, look, I've got a bit of a video. I can send it to you if you want. You know, and like I said, because it's up to you what you do with it. Because I just felt, look, I don't know. I remember making. There are some jokes we make about each other, and I'll make jokes about you. You'll make jokes about me, and that's great. But that's because you and I know each other, and I can say that joke. But when, like I said, I'm just literally, singing some Korean fans, we're singing the Sonny song, and obviously, he didn't say it so the guys could hear it, so there's no intent to cause distress. I just felt like, you know what, for me, don't say to them, that isn't on. It isn't smart, it isn't funny, wind your neck in a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
I completely agree.
But I'm sorry to have brought a dampener to that bit, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if you, again, again, so here's something that did you see BBC Sport? Harry does that. What's that thing called he does? You know, BBC Sport. Then after the evening game, they do like a little
they have a little chat, don't they? Yeah.
A little chat. So he spoke about like who's going to get in. You know, this player, that player. And I kind of can see his argument in terms of the fact that it's not like we had Morris, who City had bought ostensibly to be a squad player, which cost 60 million, and 200 grand, I'm guessing 180 grand a week in wages. And when you have a player, that's the kind of financial reality we're dealing with. Because people will say, why don't we get someone like Maddison? We could have got someone like Maddison, but ultimately, would he have given a chance? No. Would he have joined us? Probably unlikely, because he would have looked at us and thought, well, Pochettino does give players a chance. However, it's a very, very... Pochettino himself said, look, you know what? Before you could be a 7 out of 10, and you would grow a 6 or a 7 out of 10, and you could grow into an 8 out or 9 out of 10 player. Now you've got to be an 8 out of 10 player. You know? And I think that's just what it is now. He's a victim of his own success.
Well, I'm thinking, especially in Madison's case, I know that there's a few other players who fall into that category. It's not just a case of whether he has the ability. Poch also looks at the person's character as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. And
to see if they actually fit in with the ethos and whether they're troublemakers or whatnot. The reason why he didn't go into the market in the summer and also in this one has just gone, literally because of the same issues. I mean, if all accounts are true, he was offered Batshuayi by the player's agent, and Pochettino, despite backing from Levy, turned it down, saying he doesn't need him. I think it just kind of goes to Batshuayi's character, as it were, and what Pochettino thought of that as a reason for not actually purchasing him or even getting him on loan. So all these stories that are coming out saying that Chelsea turned us down and whatnot, and this and the other, completely false. It sounds like Pochettino's turned down a player and a few other players as well because of the player's character. So we could quite easily have gone into the market, spent 60, 70 million, and we just had like a little mutiny on our hands that come the summertime if they're not playing. So there are like reasons why we haven't bought players, or reasons why we haven't gone and scouted certain players that certain people think that we should have done. So yeah, it's just how the club works really. You have to be a good guy in order to play for Spurs. And
I think it's about the character, and I think what it is. I think ultimately, I don't want to say he's like a Spria because that's a really bad example. Because Spria, I mean, obviously, some of the stuff he did off the pitch was kind of wild, and I'm not going to dispute that.
Bit of a madman, yeah.
I mean, and to be totally fair, it's harsh to say that he cost Newcastle that championship because he scored a bunch of goals, made a bunch of assists, so he did add quality to it. But I think the big deal with anyone is, do they fit the team? Do they fit the squad? Do they fit the club? You know? And I think especially when you are not playing with house money. I mean, the best example I can give is Nolito. Nolito cost, let's say 30 million, just for the rough average. And probably 120, 140 grand a week. Now, City can easily say, you know what, we'll subsidise him. He can go somewhere in Spain, that club that we own in Spain, and we can say that they're spending, I think they own a club, I think either Guardiola or someone, they own a club in Spain or something. I don't know how it works. But they could probably send him to that club and say, they're paying all the wages. You know? And because that club isn't in Europe, it's not really an issue. You know? So I think, I'm not accusing Man City of lying or anything like that, or anything, you know,
of course,
underhandedly. But what I'm saying is... You
wouldn't, I would though. But
you would, and you got a suit for it. But what I'm saying is, ultimately, City can afford to make mistakes that we can't. I mean, Sissoko, Janssen, here's a player that's cost us 17 million, which isn't if you look at it in the big term things, that is what an average punt is nowadays. 17 million is how much you spend when you punt on a player.
Yeah.
Now, we might get some loan fees. We can put a loan fee instead of Bache. We may get, I don't think we would have got any loan fees this year. But essentially, unless we sell him this season, we're going to lose it for nothing.
I suppose in theory, yeah.
Because he's only got a year left on his contract. After the season finishes, he has 1 season left on his contract, and that's it.
Very true.
And ultimately, for me, then when you look at it from that perspective, is he someone you're going to persevere with? Is he someone you're going to, he's not. I mean, for me, when I looked at that, and Owen Hargreaves said, look, they need a world-class centre midfielder, a world-class, maybe a winger. And I look at that, I look at Lucas, I think, well, do you know what? We were linked to Sancho. Yeah. And Sancho's had a brilliant season this year. Yeah, I think.
Doing very well in Dortmund, yeah.
Doing very well at Dortmund. I think the real tell of the tape comes next season once, like Dele Alli. Everyone knew what Dele Alli was doing for God knows how long, but they just didn't really have the time to put a plan together to stop him, They couldn't spend hours and hours and hours watching videos on him, as you would for a Kane or as you would for Harry Kane had the season before. The next season, he wasn't scoring as well because, people kind of knew about him. Obviously, he was a top scorer, but people just didn't quite, he wasn't scoring as well because people were scouting for it. People were specifically having their game plan to stop Harry Kane. And the same for Dele Alli a year later. And I think that will be the same for Sancho. So I think Sancho will be interesting next season to see how he copes with it. But when I look at our players, I don't know, people have different viewpoints, but if you had to say this is one area, full-back, centre-half, centre midfield, attack, you've got, say, the transfer genie's giving you one wish, where do you put that money? Full-backs, in centre midfield, or an attack?
Well, me personally?
Yeah. Tough, isn't it? It's tough, isn't it? Because there's a lot of areas that need to be improved.
Well, I think in our case, there's only probably one area I think that actually needs, maybe not improving, but needs like a backup, and that will be where Eriksen plays, the top of Eriksen kind of player. I think we're kind of
who would you elsewhere. But here's the thing: when people talk about that Eriksen player, someone to come in to back up Eriksen. I like the idea of it. Here's the thing: if there wasn't Eriksen backup, Real Madrid, Man United, Chelsea would have already signed him up.
Well, you say that, but then they would have already signed up Eriksen when he came out, wouldn't they?
No. I think with Eriksen, I think the problem with Dutch players or players in the Dutch league is you're never too sure how good they're going to be. And Eriksen didn't really become Eriksen until Pochettino's second season.
Yeah, but then no one else were willing to take a chance on him. That's where we picked up players. Like Eriksen, like Dele Alli, players like that. So no one else was willing to. I understand that Liverpool were looking to buy Ali, but they just were very nervous. We nipped in, and then the rest is history.
Well, apparently Steven Gerrard was asleep. Apparently, that was one of the. Apparently, I don't know how true that story is. But apparently, this is the reason. I don't know how true this was. Apparently, they knew. Apparently, everyone, people knew that Gerrard was, apparently Gerrard's Dele Alli's hero, and he wanted to meet him. And apparently, Gerrard was asleep, getting ready for a match. So it didn't happen. It was just really funny. Cause I remember they talked about it on Football Focus. Yeah. And I remember Jermaine Dennis's face. He's trying not to laugh. He's trying his hardest. He goes, when you say it like that, it sounds bad, doesn't it? But it's just like. But no, I do think. For me personally, if I had to put money into certain areas, I think fullback. Having looked at our teams yesterday. As soon as we were able to have that ability to go wide, I thought we were much better. And I think whether it's 4-3-3,
four fullbacks, haven't we?
Well, here's the thing. I think Davies isn't quick enough to play that kind of, up and down fullback. He's a good fullback. He just, I'm not saying you got to wonder why they signed him because obviously Pochettino likes to play fullbacks, going bombing forward. You've got Sergio Aurier who can't tackle for toffee. He can't. He just can't.
Well, he can, but he was liable to give away a penalty.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He can't tackle. He just cannot tackle. And you've got Trippier, who is slow, but he's got that wand of a right foot. So I think, for me personally, I would actually put my money, Wan-Bissaka and Chilwell. I think Leicester realistically will never I like it. They might get They might get Europa League, but I don't think.
In the league?
I think they're 8th or 9th. I think them and Watford are playing like best of the rest kind of thing. So there's like a top 2, a top race for top 2, a top 4 race, a kind of not say top 6 race, but the 6 kind of go into 4 that won't go, and then they'll end up filtering down to 5 and 6, and then you've got 7, 8, and 9, and I think Leicester and Watford are in those places. I think don't quote me on that. And I just think Leicester, unless they have something really miraculously happen to them, like they did, I don't want to talk about that 2 years ago. Bloody hell, it's still 3 years ago. That will still haunt me for the rest of my days, I swear to God.
Oh, well, the thing is that I mean, we'll find out how good they are in a week's time, won't we? But, 2 years ago. That was
3 years ago.
3 years ago, yeah.
It's still painful. Do you know what? It still hurts me now as I think about it. It actually physically hurts.
I think the one thing that hurts me about that is that how we just didn't seem to have a friend in the world, really. Everyone was backing Leicester. And
we were the villain. I was like, how are we the villain in this?
Yeah, but and the fact that Leicester just couldn't stop losing, could they? Just couldn't stop losing, couldn't stop winning, could they? And that was
I remember Shinji Okazaki scored an overhead bicycle kick, and I'm like, what are the odds of that happening? It's just
the one at White Hart Lane.
No, the one at Newcastle.
No, that was Robert Huth, wasn't it? Yeah. And
then suddenly it's like we hit the bar, and then Robert Huth scored against us. I'm like, fine margins. Not that I'm bitter or this. Not that it's still. Oh God, it still bloody burns me to this day. No, I just think. I mean, for me,
I completely feel you.
Well, obviously, because the reason I want to talk about that, the transfer window has come and gone. We have moved on Nkudu. I mean, Nkudu basically.
He's good luck in Monaco, by the way.
Good luck in Monaco. But
he played very well in those 2 games he played.
Yeah, he played one good game, one good half of one game, bad half of another, and that was it. But I think, and then because Sterling, he's gone to League One Sunderland, so that means he'll be on Netflix. So he'll be on Netflix, I guess, or whatever, Amazon Prime, or whatever that thing's called.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I'll be surprised if. I'm actually kind of intrigued at how that's going to work out, because they have unless they got rid of him, Josh Major, or something like that, we were looking to get in there. There was a youngster there at Sunderland. Very good player as well, so I'm not quite sure how. Unless they got rid of Major, then I guess Sterling will play, but if they haven't, then Sterling's just going to be wasted there, isn't he?
Well, to be totally fair, I mean, I think he's clearly good enough to play. So I think you've got Anthony Georgiou, who's gone to Levante.
Yeah, good luck to him there, yeah. He's been all over Europe, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've seen him play. He's a decent enough player.
Yeah, good left-sided player.
He's decent enough, but he's never going to, I think, in my opinion, I never think he's ever going to really make the grade for us.
You've seen that by a lot of players, so that's why I hold it with a pinch of salt.
So, like I said, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and I'm hoping to be wrong on this. But
he'll make it at Spurs. He will. He'll do very well.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, yesterday when I was watching the game, there was a moment I think when I think it was Harry Winks. Harry Winks basically falls over and he gives the ball away. Not in a terrible way, but he gives the ball goes loose, and he gives the ball away.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for him, he kind of goes. But he is a terrier. He's absolutely determined to get hold of that ball. Yeah. He gets hold of that ball, and there were some moments. I mean, I forget that he's only 23.
Yeah.
So I think he's done. I think he's done for something. Because I remember his debut, his first team debut. I think it was against Karabag.
Yeah.
And that was years ago now, because I remember being at that game. I actually was sat in the aforementioned Debs' seat in the park playing upper, and I just remember watching him. I thought, oh God, this kid, he looks so nervous, and he was only 19 or something at that time.
Yeah.
And he just looked. I mean, because obviously when you contrast him with Dele Alli, he was just, fantastic that night, and he was just showing us how good he can be. We had no idea at the time. And then to see this young kid, and I thought, I think it was him and Tom Carroll, and then and to see the development in this kid. And I think, I don't know, I mean, there's something about seeing kids and their journeys develop. I mean, it could be Oliver Skip one day,
Yeah.
It could be Harry Winks. I mean, I actually do see a vision of the future where we are going to be playing a cup team or something, and Dyer won't be playing maybe or whatever, and I think Winks will be given the armband. And I just think vision a day like that happening because hopefully one day you say you might skip because I like what because it's easy to say Levy get a check to account. It's actually it's not Daniel Levy, it's Joe Lewis. Joe Lewis is the majority shareholder in that club, and Joe Lewis does not give a shit. Unless he makes some money, he doesn't give a shit.
Well, like most owners then.
Like most owners. Most owners, when they're spending money on their clubs, they're doing it because they either feel they're going to get some profit out of it, or they've got an agenda. I'm not saying I'm not accusing Man City or the Qataris or the I know you have. I'm not accusing them at all. I am not accusing. And leave us Chris. Chris is just jesting about that. But
sort of.
But no, like I said, I mean, I definitely think in the summer, I'm hoping we make some investments in fullback. I think those are our weak areas. And I think if you move on, say Davies, and if you move on, say Aurier, you basically free up a couple of spots for foreigners to come in. If you bring in Chilwell and Wan-Bissaka, you can bring in a couple of foreign players. I think the squad does need to be rebalanced. And I think that's an area that I would actually prioritise. And I think maybe Harry Maguire, just because Jan Vertonghen is 31, 32. And I think Harry Maguire, maybe he's from Yorkshire or something, and he's got Yorkshire grit about him. But he is left-footed. He can play a bit. He's playing midfield. And why can't he do a step up? I mean, he's shown at Leicester that he can play. He's done that for England. He obviously knows a lot of the players because we supply half the England team. So, I don't know. But that's where I'd like to see us go. But like I said, obviously Chris will be posting this up in, I think, Wednesday, I guess. And hopefully, like I said, put a poll up. Where should we focus on? I'm going to put my pick on fullback. I'd like to hear what the other people think. So I know, again, I've done a lot of the talking and a lot of the driving. So apologies for that, again, Chris.
That's all good. But I actually do want to add something. Big up to the Spurs ladies team that's currently top of the championship and 4 points clear as well. Actually, doing very well. I think they're clear of Charlton, who are second, and looking odds on to get promoted to the Super League. So doing very well.
Is that the one that's on BT Sport? Then is that the one that you'll see on BT Sport, or is that a different one?
The Super League, that's the one you see on BT Sport. I don't think they show the Women's Championship at all. So, who knows? Maybe they'll get their stadium improved. Maybe they won't be having them play at bloody Cheshunt. Because I don't know if you've ever been to Man United home games. Man United, you've been Man United. They play. I think the women Manchester United ladies, because obviously somehow they were parachuted into the Super League. Obviously, not unfairly at all. Clearly, no, of course.
Yeah, I know. And but they play actually. Honestly, if you look at their ground, it's really impressive. I mean, I've actually seen it. I just happened to be travelling. I just happened to be staying in Bolton that particular evening, and actually look, I've got Man United play here. That's amazing. I'm hoping that we can get the same improvement facilities. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the likes of who would be the nearest home ground? Barnet, I guess. Barnet would be the nearest.
What to Tottenham? No, I think the nearest one would be where is it? Oh, they knocked it down yet. There's one in Enfield, wasn't there, where Enfield Town play?
Oh, yeah, the Queen Elizabeth Stadium, yeah. But
that's the one, yeah.
Yeah, that's literally the same as Cheshunt. It's the same in terms of quality. There's no seats or anything. They've got a little gantry where you can sit.
Ah, okay.
So it's not the same. So you need. I definitely think someone like Barnet, like Underhill, would be a really good place.
Underhill's been knocked down, isn't it?
Oh, what do you mean? Well, I know where Barnet are playing now, but wherever Barnet are going to be playing.
I think in terms of distance, the nearest one will be Leighton Orient, surely.
Well, Leighton Orient will be brilliant if that ever happened. I'd love that. Brisbane Road.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've been to Brisbane Road, but I did enjoy the old school feel. I think that's quite a cool stadium. Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool. But anyway, so yeah, but I think Shubes and Crisandro. And by the way, if you are going to be at the Leicester game, and if you are going to sing a song about Labradors, don't. because as the geezer that will hopefully find out, it isn't funny and it can get you in trouble.
Very true.
And on that note, I wish I wish you happy February to everyone, and as always, come on you Spurs.
Yep, come on you Spurs. You'll take care.
Take care.